Hi everyone, welcome to Moonbeam's Messages. This is a collective reading today that is for Sun, Moon and Risings. If it doesn't resonate with yourself, then please take what resonates with you and leave the rest for someone else. I hope you like your messages today. If you do, please like and subscribe to the channel and you'll get updates every time that I put new content on the channel. Okay, let's get into the reading. Hi, this is a reading for Aries. This is a self-reflection reading for the collective of Aries. Every now and then, some of us need to do a little bit of inner healing, and sometimes we're a bit stuck on where to start or where to look on our healing journeys. So the idea of this reading is to give people a bit of a nudge where they might need it to help them along with that healing journey. Spirit, can we get some cards, please, to help with a self-reflection journey for Aries? Now, today is the 16th of May, so hopefully when this falls into your feed, it is likely to be relevant for you. It is likely to involve your past, present, and future because it is a self-reflection reading. Now, I can't guarantee that it's going to resonate, but hopefully it will resonate for some of you. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't for others. Okay, that is the worst split in the world. Let's try again. Okay, so in your overall energy, we've got the Lovers and they are in reversed. So that suggests that you may be contemplating that you may have made a wrong choice, or something has happened and you're in a particularly unhappy union, or it's not going quite the way you were expecting it. Maybe you've got temptations out of it. There could be a lack of passion that's going on. It could be that you're pursuing other goals in the meantime, potentially. We've got the Hanged Man underneath that, which is suggesting some stuck energy as well, and the Six of Cups under that, suggesting that you might be a little bit nostalgic potentially. Now, what we've got going on, what is your inner talk affecting your true self? So you've got the Ace of Cups as your inner talk. So that is suggesting that you are either convincing yourself that you need a new start in love, or that you need to potentially offer a cup of love to somebody. Maybe you're in a relationship already and you want to reignite the passion in it and start, not so much start again, but how do I put it? You have different cycles when you're in a relationship. It could be something where, first you start off dating, then you go into a relationship. So you've ended the dating cycle, then you're into a full relationship. Then you might move in with each other. So you kind of end that cycle and you start a new cycle. When you choose to have a family, you start a new cycle, that kind of thing. So this is suggesting that you're talking to yourself about starting a new cycle potentially, whether that is with the same person, because you might be feeling a bit dissatisfied, or a little bit unhappy with it and you want to move things forward, or whether it is with somebody new because you are dissatisfied. But it does look as though you are talking to yourself. Now, in the area of what are you hiding from yourself and what are you feeling shame and fear about is the Three of Pentacles. Now, the Three of Pentacles is a card of working with people. So maybe you're fearful of working on this to make it happen in a better way. Maybe you're ashamed to work on it. Maybe it's something where it's one of those relationships where you're a bit like, it could be like a guilty pleasure type of relationship and you're a bit ashamed to work on it. It could be that you've had something in the past that has made you fearful of working on relationships because you might feel that it's just going to go down the pan. Okay, now what we've got in what's going to make you or help you heal is a Ten of Cups in reverse, which is suggesting that you might be looking at a potentially unrealistic, or you're looking at a situation, but the way you're looking at it is an unrealistic idealization of the situation. So it could be that you might be thinking that everything is, going to work out absolutely amazing, but that's really unrealistic and you need to look at it the other way. At the same time, you could be thinking that everything's going to absolute trash and it's all horrendous, but actually it's not bad at all. I mean, this just suggests, yes, you might have a bit of an unhappy family situation, but you're going to find happiness at the end of it, and that it basically, there's a delay in achieving your happiness. So what's going to help you heal is a delay. So something, it looks as though you've got lessons to be learned in that delay. So potentially lessons with regarding working on something, because when you're working on something, it takes time and effort. So having that delay in your happiness because you need to put time and effort into something is what this is suggesting potentially. Now, what you need to release is a 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. Now, the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse is a card of disagreements, upsets within the family home. So if it is something where, if this is a relationship where you've been having a bit of arguments, you don't really want to work on it because you don't know how to, you're scared of working on things because you think it's going to turn into pot. You need to release the fact that you've got those arguments, you're having that unhappiness within that, and embrace the idea of working on it, because it will get better and you're going to have the happiness in the end if you actually, started working on it. Now, what it is telling you to embrace is the 9 of Swords, which is a little bit weird because the 9 of Swords is generally not a nice card. It's usually a card of you feeling trapped, nightmares kind of thing, despair, bewilderment, worry, inflicting cruelty or self-inflicted cruelty, potentially. So maybe what you need to do is start telling yourself off, and inflict a little bit of cruelty on yourself in order to make you work on something. I know that sounds really weird. I'm going to get some clarification on that because that is a little bit of a weird message, but it does suggest that you do have, you've got a bit of guilt that you need to embrace. Realize, where's that guilt coming from? Is that guilt what's fueling the shame to work on something? Potentially. Let's get some clarification. So Spirit, can we clarify this Ace of Cups, please? So what is it that you're looking at a new start on? Because this is emotions and, reconnect or connecting with a person or people. I mean, it could be a new job, might be somebody at work that you need to reconnect with. Maybe you've fallen out with somebody. You're scared that, working with them is going to be an absolute nightmare. But once you start working with them, actually, it's probably not too bad. I mean, it does, obviously, this is more looking like a love-related theme with the lovers at the start. But it could be work-related. It doesn't have to be in love. So the Ace of Cups is clarified by the 6 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so that is suggesting that you may have been looking at, old bad memories, looking at things with the rose-coloured glasses in the past, which is potentially why it's showing up in your other energy as well. You might be feeling nostalgic. You might be thinking, yeah, I've got some great memories of the past, and it could be making you want to restart things, but those glasses are potentially rose tinted and you're looking at it wrong. You might be, how do I put it? You might only be looking at the good times, but if you were, think of it as a period of time. If you've been with somebody for a year and you can only remember 1 or 2 good memories, what was the rest of that year like? If you have been with somebody for 10 years and you can only remember 4 or 5 good memories, what on earth was the rest of that relationship? And look at it from more of an angle of, it's, put it in like a more of a realistic viewpoint. If you've gone that long and you can only remember that many happy memories, was it that good, kind of thing. So it does look as though you're trying to tell yourself to have a new start, because something in the past, you're looking at it potentially wrong. So whether it's you might be thinking, oh, I'm going to go back to somebody in the past because you've got these great memories of it, but you've made those memories better than what they seemed. You've made it look better than what you seemed. So it might be that you're potentially, as daft as it sounds, you might be looking at this person that you're with at the moment and thinking, I've made a mistake, I need to go back to the person I was with, because they were amazing, they were great, they were, X, Y, and Z. Instead of working on the relationship you're in, you're thinking, I need to go back to the past. It could also be very much of you've made a mistake, you've gone to somebody wrong, and you need to move back to somebody in the past, and work on the relationship you had in the past. Take it as it resonates, because it will mean it will be different for different people. But either way, somebody's got some sort of rose-coloured glasses on with regards to the past, and they can, you're convinced that those memories are what makes you want to restart something or start something. Spirit, can we get clarification on this Three of Pentacles as well, please? Okay, so we've got the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is somebody that's very guarded, very wants the truth and only the truth. She's not interested in rubbish. She is very expressive of her thoughts and emotions, and she's straight talking, and sometimes she's painfully truthful. So maybe that is what it is that you're so scared of, or what you're ashamed of with regards to working on something, because you're scared that it's going to be painful. Maybe you've done something, or the person that you're with has done something. Maybe you've both got behaviours that need addressing, and you know that it is going to be painful to work on those behaviours. It could be something where you might have, especially with the Six of Cups coming out, there's going to be potentially issues from the past that you might need to re-look at. Maybe something from your childhood you're thinking was great, and it's caused you issues on why you don't want to work on something. It, as weird as it sounds, you might have thought that you had an absolutely fabulous upbringing and that your parents were really, really amazing, but there might be something that's in that background that has, kind of put you off on working on certain aspects of things. You could potentially have, I don't know, you could have parents where potentially one parent is very much, we'll just go with stereotypical, the mums usually are the people that stay at home, do all the cooking, the cleaning, whatever, and the dad's at work. They were when I was growing up. Obviously doesn't happen for everybody, but we're just going to go with that as a generic scenario. Mums are usually there raising the kids, dads are usually the ones out working. It could have been a very toxic environment, but you thought it was absolutely normal and natural. So where potentially you might then think, okay, well, women are the ones that need to raise kids, do the, all the cleaning, all the housework, and the men just go out to work and do all the providing. It might very much be that that's not the way it works in today's society. And, you're scared of change. You might be scared of working on it. You might be scared of taking the other role, potentially. And the Queen of Swords is either you or your partner, saying, hang on a minute. And you could be fearful of that change. You could be fearful of working on that change because it's not something that you're used to, and you're not comfortable with it. Spirit, can we clarify that 10 of Cups, please? So the Ten of Cups in reverse is clarified by the Eight of Cups. Okay, so the Ten of Cups, so that is suggesting, like I was saying, about being, you know, a delay in your happiness, unrealistic views on things, an unhappy family. And the Eight of Cups is potentially walking away. Okay, freedom, venturing, releasing the past and moving forward. So that doesn't necessarily mean that you're walking away from a relationship, but you might be having to release a particular viewpoint that you've had on relationships from the past. Again, if it's something stemming from childhood where you've been raised in a certain way and you've been led to believe relationships should be in a certain way, this might be you having to release that viewpoint and relearn, which is a very hard thing to do. Relearning is one of the toughest things that you can do, but it's suggesting that, you know, once you do release that, you know, it might take you a while, because relearning does take a while. But you'll have that eventual happiness. You'll get that Ten of Cups. It will turn up right if you release that particular point of view as such. Let's get some clarification on this Ten of Pentacles in reverse as well, please, Spirit. One thing I will say on here is you have got a couple of tens. So that is reoccurring angel numbers. So keep an eye out for that, and it will mean that you're on the right path. But yeah, if you want to look up the numbers, you know, the number 1010, and see what the angel message is for that. Okay, we've also, so the Ten of Pentacles is clarified by the Prince of Swords. Okay, so that Prince of Swords is, they're in reverse as well. So that is somebody who doesn't really pay attention. They jump to conclusions a little bit too quickly as well. Okay, so with that Ten of Pentacles in reverse, so that's suggesting, you know, upsets within the family home. So if, for instance, you've got a few arguments going on in the home, if it's something about, you know, money problems, this is suggesting that don't jump into it too quickly. Obviously, release any arguments, any issues that you might be going through, and also don't jump to conclusions. Try to pay attention. You know, if you're somebody that doesn't normally pay much attention, this is suggesting, you know, change that up. You need to be releasing that and actually paying attention to things. Yeah, and once you really, you know, start paying attention to things, it should start, you know, improving slightly. So, 9, can we get clarification on this Nine of Swords as well? So, why do you need to embrace a Nine of Swords? Why do you need to embrace that? Why do you need to embrace some potential guilt or self-inflicted cruelty? So we've got a King of Swords in reverse. Okay, so this is suggesting that, yeah, so you're not able to grasp the truth potentially. So the Nine of Swords is trying to suggest that you start looking at things in a, how do I, so is it, sorry, it's a weird message to convey. So, okay, so the King of Swords is somebody that is, you know, they don't really grasp the truth much. They're a bit of a control freak. They can be quite critical of others. He's a bit of a narcissist card, I'll be honest. I mean, he looks a bit like Henry VIII as well on this one. But yeah, so this is suggesting that you should have some guilt and feel a bit, and be a bit self-inflicted, you know, inflict some cruelty on yourself about being a bit of a control freak. So it's potentially suggesting that you tell yourself off about the need for control all the time. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I am somebody that likes to be in control of things, and I've had to tell myself, you can't control everything. You know, people have got free will. There are other things to life. You can't, you know, you can't influence people's decisions. They do that themselves. You can't make somebody do something. They have to choose to do something. So I've had that battle. It is a hard battle to have. You know, telling yourself that you need to let go, and that you need to stop being controlling. You need to, you know, look at the facts that you've got in front of you, grasp that truth, not, you know, stop looking at things with an expectation. Stop looking at things with or stop looking at people with the potentials that you see in them. Look at them for who they are. Treat them as who they are, not the potential that you see in them, because you might see great potential in people, or in this case, you might see a great potential to reignite something from the past, potentially. But you need to remember truthfully, how was it in the past? Because how it was is actually how it was. It's not, you can see potential from that in the future. You need to remember that it was how it was. If you're going to go back, it could be exactly the same. You know, not thinking, oh, well, that person's got a lot of potential, let's move back to them because I can see this happening in future or that happening in future. That might not be the case. So you might be having to tell yourself off for having those rose-coloured glasses on, and to stop trying to control the situations as such. You know, let go of control, let go of past behaviours that you've learned, and unlearn things. But yeah, that is the message that I am getting for you. I'm going to pull some Moonology cards as well to see if there's any more messages that come out for that. I know that's quite a mean reading, really, for Aries. Sorry if that doesn't resonate with a lot of you. It needed to be said to some people. Yeah, we've all got our controlling sides. I'm not going to lie. I am a Virgo. I have a controlling side. I like things to be done in certain ways. I'm not sorry about that, you know, but people that are around me know that. It is one of those. If I do try not to be so controlling, and I try to not do it, and I will tell myself off on a regular basis that, you know, people can do what they want. They've all got free will. And I cannot control somebody. It's quite a freeing lesson when you realise that. And a lot of people don't realise that they do try and control things until they really sit and look at it. I never thought I could try to control things until I actually opened my eyes and saw, actually, yes, I do. Okay, so we've got you are good enough. Okay, we also have a new romantic cycle begins. So that is that Ace of Cups that you keep telling yourself that you want. Okay, that's the one you're talking about. Be bold and make the first move. So if this is something that you're going into, remember that you're going to have to work on it. Nothing will come of this situation. I'm assuming that's if you don't work on it. Okay, and have faith in your dreams. Now, we're also going to pull a Kitchen Witch Oracle card. These are all herb-based. It's really the message that comes out with them. But if you want to eat the herb, or plant the herb, or rub the herb all over you, you know, you go for it. I'd like to hope that they aren't poisonous. I would research them or Google them to make sure before you do anything with them, though, because I cannot guarantee anything. Spirit, can we get a Kitchen Witch Oracle for Aries, please? So help them with their self-reflection. Can we have a nice one? Because, you know, they had quite a hard read telling them that they need to tell themselves off. Okay, so we've got Ginger, okay, and that's for power. So I'm going to get my little book so I can read that to you. Where have I put it? I had it a second ago. Oh, there it is. Ginger. Okay, so if you found that your magical abilities have waned lately, or wish to add more piquancy to your spell, I don't know what that says, then allow me to assist. My forceful and fiery influence will help you accelerate the results you desire, for the power of my root has been revered since ancient times. When someone tries to overshadow you, when you are down or bullied or personal power fades, add some ginger magic into your world and turn up the heat. I will bring you confidence to live up to your full potential. As your power increases, together we shall combat nightmares, incite passion, and heal physical ailments such as stomach and digestive problems. My medicinal properties offer anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects for healing the body, as well as spicing up your culinary delights in the kitchen. So that would, I'm trying to relate that to the reading. Potentially that suggests possibly you're talking to bullying yourself, maybe. Because it does look as though you need to tell yourself off. So maybe you need some ginger to help with your telling yourself off. Or potentially, yeah, I suppose when you're feeling a bit down, when you've got that, when you're in that Queen of Swords energy and you're facing that Queen of Swords that's not in for any crap because you're not wanting to work on things, or, you know, the bit you're scared of. Potentially you just need to stand up for yourself a little bit, but at the same time, you know, have healthy boundaries. Learn what you want, what you don't want, and work with that. But just remember, when you are in a relationship, it's all about compromise. You know, it's not one person doing everything the other person wants. It is got to be 50-50, equal give and take. Okay. Right. Well, I hope that has helped some of you Aries out there on your self-reflection journeys. Good luck, and thank you for joining me.